Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are in the world and what time it is when you're watching this. Today I'm going to go over the change-making algorithm, this time in Java. I recently posted code on doing the same algorithm in Python. Now I want to switch it up a little bit and do it in Java. And here I am in online GDB. Shout out to the folks at online GDB. It is a good online IDE. I'm not affiliated. There's no sponsorship, but they're solid. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a method in Java to where you're given a number of cents. I'm going to break it down into denominations of dollars, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. And to help do this, I'm going to incorporate a hash map, which is a data structure that consists of key value pairs, kind of like a Python dictionary. I'm going to implement HashMap, or I'm going to use HashMap so that I can store the number of dollars, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies in a data structure, and then I can print it out easily. Because I'm going to go through an algorithm that I'm going to take a number of cents and turn it into these denominations. It's nice to have a package to present them from, rather than maybe storing them in individual variables and then doing a long print statement that says, oh, I've got this many dollars, this many nickels, this many dimes. Like, that's a little silly. I feel like throwing them in a hash map or a dictionary is it's a cool way to present them. So I'm just going to do it. Y'all can do what you want. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay with this, as KRS-One would say. Okay, so I've already got my method set up to avoid a lot of typing or more typing, and it is going to return a hash map, and it's going to take in an integer consisting of cents. And I've already got my hash map set up here where the keys are strings, which are going to be the denominations, dollars down to pennies. The values are going to be integers, and they're all set at 0 to begin. And what's going to happen is as you accumulate things of a certain denomination, that's very descriptive, isn't it? I'm going to increment the 0 up. So like every time I collect a dollar, I'm going to increment dollars. Every time I collect a dime, dime plus 1. So yes, yes. At the end, I'm going to have all my denominations all counted up. All right, enough blabbing. Let's get to the codings. So, and also I'm experimenting with larger type here. So the type is huge. I got to kind of figure out what is the right size for the videos. So I'm kind of experimenting on the job, so to speak. So I've got my hash map done. Next, I'm going to do a while loop and this while loop is going to be the driver for the whole thing. And the while loop is going to say, while my number of cents is greater than 0, I'm going to do my thing. And what my thing is I'm going to do a series of if and else if statements. And here's a model of what they're going to look like. And I'll do this for the dollars, and you'll kind of see. All right, let me kind of just stop here and explain a little bit. What you got here is I'm going to loop, while the number of cents is greater than 0. And if I get in here and the number of cents that I have right now is greater than or equal to 100, it means I have enough for $1. So I'm going to decrement that amount from the cents, and I'm going to add 1 to the dollars entry in the dictionary, thus saying that I've accumulated $1 from the cents. So it's going to follow this model for all the denominations. I'm just going to say if cents is greater than or equal to the amount, I'm going to decrement the amount, and then I'm going to increment the value for that certain denomination. So, and then it'll work out that cents will be 0 at the end, because I'm going to keep, tacking down or decrementing the amount of cents. So putting it into incrementing the value in the dictionary, there's a little bit to it where, and maybe there's another way to do this, but this is the way that I know how. I'm going to use the put method, and I got to specify the key that I'm putting into, which is dollars. And then, so put is first argument is the key. Second argument is the value that you're putting in. And really, I'm just changing one of the key value pairs. So this is not going to be a new key value pair. This is going to be a change, a modification to something that's already there. Also could call it a mutation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the value of the key that's already there, and I'm going to increment it by 1. So the syntax on that last here, it's a little maybe complicated, but I have to get the value, the current value, and get does that. The get method is going to get the current value of the value by the key, and then that value is going to be incremented. So let's think about initially. Initially, when I come in here, the value is going to be 0, and in this case, I'm going to increment it by 1, thus making the value 1. So when I record my first dollar, I'll decrement cents, and I'll increment the value according to dollars, or $4. And it's going to follow this model for all of the denominations. So I'm going to do some copying and pasting here. And no, these are not going to be all ifs, because if they are all ifs, it will fail. We need exclusive pathways via the else if. If you don't know the difference between a bunch of ifs and an if and multiple else ifs, you got to study that. You can sign up on my program and I'll tell you all about it. But they ain't the same. Homie, we are not the same. Okay, so the next denomination is quarters. Quarters. Yep, quarters is good. Then we go to dimes. This ends up being pretty quick when you copy and paste. Okay, so what's next is I've got dimes. I've got 2 left, 2 blocks, so I'll copy. For nickels and pennies. Not doing any 50-cent pieces here. I think I said that in my last video. Nick. And then 1 for the pennies. Very good. Make sure things are matched up and nice. 10, 25, 100, 25, 10, 5, 1. So yeah, it is going to, and this is kind of an implementation of what's called a greedy algorithm, where you grab the biggest denominations first. So you want to have the higher denominations at the top, and kind of sort of decrementing down as we go down, because If you have pennies at the top, these have to be in this order for the algorithm to work properly. If they're out of order, your outcomes will be out of order. All right, I think it looks okay, and I return the hash map at the end because this method returns hash map, as you see. Hash map. Denom is the hash map. Now I'm going to go to my main method and run it. And it's already set up to do so. Got a print statement or a print function, and I have make change in the inside there. I do have to supply an argument because it requires one. So I'll give it a number of cents. Let's do 1212 and see what we get. Expand the bottom part and run it. Okay, errors. Yep, got a lot of semicolons. Used to working in Python. I was doing Python pretty much all day yesterday, and my semicolon game is off. Alrighty. Notice these are in a kind of a different order than they're in here. I believe hash maps are unordered. But anyway, for 1212 I have $12, 1 dime, 2 pennies. That appears accurate. 12, 10, 2, 12, 12. Let's go big. Let's do like 130. Oh, I don't know. 1302, 3. Yeah, it's like $130. Yeah. Let's see what we get here. Yep, $130 and 2 dimes and 3 pennies. Accurate. Let's do less than 100. Let's do like 45. Two dimes, or sorry, yeah, 1/4, 2 dimes, and that's it. Yeah, 45. This is working, man. Working. So I'll try to get all this in one shot, maybe. Let's see here. So you scroll down here, here's your method, and there's your code. Yeah. Well, yeah, just follow along, and y'all try it out and see how you can make the code better, and maybe you can do a one-liner in Java to best me with this one. But this one's working, and once you got working code, that means it's time for me to bounce. So I'll see y'all later, and yeah, I can't get this in one shot, so you can kind of follow along as I do my little scrolling, and yeah, that is it. But I'm sure you guys got the main idea, and we'll leave it at that. I am out of here. See you later.